Meanwhile, in Belgium, a high court ruled on Tuesday to suspend the government's closure of cultural venues. Belgian authorities had announced the measure last week to slow the spread of the Omicron variant. Its suspension by the court comes after widespread outcry that the cultural sector was being unfairly singled out. Theaters in Belgium will be able to reopen, and cinemas are expected to quickly follow, though they are facing other legal challenges. For more, we can cross to Brussels and speak to our correspondent, Pierre Benazet. Pierre, how has the government reacted to the court striking down its orders?
Well, the court order fell yesterday evening in the late afternoon, and the federal government decided to immediately convene in order to assess and analyze the court order by this Council of State, which is acts as a Supreme Court in administrative matters. We heard one of the ministers, Interior Minister Annelies Verlinden, saying that one solution could be to revert to the measures as they were before Wednesday last decision, i.e. an opening with a gauge with sanitary measures in place in restaurants and theatres. That could be a solution. There had been a meeting with the health minister earlier in the day, but there were no promises made for the reopening of the cultural sector. So now it's a blow for the government. It's also a very difficult situation to analyze for them, because the decision itself was taken by all the six governments that Belgium has in place. For a country of 11 million, there are six governments. They gather in the so-called consultation committee, and that's the one who took the decisions on Wednesday last. And we had heard some disagreements between those governments already ever since the outcry of the cultural sector started, especially on Sunday when the demonstration took place in Brussels.
And Pierre, what is the coronavirus situation like in Belgium right now? Was the measure to close cultural venues really necessary in the first place?
Well, numbers are looking quite good for Belgium, actually. The fourth wave had reached an average high, and it's slowly coming down. And it's this diminution of cases. There are less cases, less contaminations, less hospitalizations, less people in intensive care units. You have to know that this decision taken last Wednesday was only a precautionary measure, so to speak, in front of the arrival of the Omicron variant, which has now surpassed the Delta variant ever since Sunday. It's more than 50% in Belgium. New cases are all, more than 50% of cases are related to Omicron. This was not accepted, as you have said, by the cultural sector in Belgium. The population had serious doubts about the reason why the restaurants or Christmas markets were authorized to remain open. And we have seen, especially in the French-speaking part of Belgium, in Brussels and in Wallonia, theaters and cinemas who had nevertheless decided to remain open. They had their doors open since Sunday, and contrary to the decision taken by the consultation committee, they would not abide by the decision even before the Council of State decided to overturn the decision yesterday and to suspend the closure.
All right, Pierre Benazet, thank you very much for that update from Belgium.